Good evening, you're watching Estuary TV News. Coming up, recycling a French idea. We watch preparations for Friday's Tour de Yorkshire and Hull Hounds. The city has a surfeit of staffies. And I'll be talking to Teresa Doe and Simon West about this year's Louth Run in aid of Cancer Research UK. Welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Riches. First of all, it's over to Erica Barker for the news headlines.
The economic impact of the Tour de Yorkshire could be up to half as much as the Tour de France. That's according to the Chief Executive of Welcome to Yorkshire, who brought the Tour de France to the county last year. Well, it saw millions of visitors create iconic scenes across Yorkshire as they lined the route. And Gary Verity is very optimistic about the impact the race will have on the East Riding.
I think for the economy in the East Riding, the Tour de Yorkshire is extremely important. If you look at the effect that the Tour de France had on Yorkshire's economy, but particularly the places that the Tour de France visited last year, although this won't be the Tour de France, it will still be significant, and it might be between a third and a half as much of an impact as the Tour de France had. So for those places in the East Riding that's getting the Tour de Yorkshire, this is a big thing.
Services have been held across the region to mark International Workers' Memorial Day. The services were attended by families and organisations which have experienced the death of a family member or employee, and by organisations that campaign for health and safety.
I think it's very important that we always remember that there are more people who die at work than do in wars, and that we should do everything we can to raise awareness of safety and safety issues. Nobody should leave work in the morning, leave home in the morning to go to work and then not return.
Dog owners have been asked to check boarding kennels are licensed after a rise in people offering home boarding. The East Riding of Yorkshire Council's licensing team is warning owners that while many kennels are legitimate, they should check the finer details. Unless the kennel displays a correct licence and insurance, then people should think twice about leaving their beloved pets. And would you like to win £10,000? Well, a Diable Golf Day, where you must get a hole-in-one on the Cleethorpes golf course, is open to entries for this year's competition. So far, the Golf Day has raised £20,000 for the Linkage Community Trust, and this year they're hoping to add another £5,000 to that pot.
The Diable Golf Day is a really big opportunity for students from Linkage College to put all their skills to the test. This is customer service, food service, and administration as well. They all take qualifications in these areas, and I suppose it's an incentive in a way to really do well at college and have a chance to be part of a very big, very successful and well-established golf event this year at Cleethorpes Golf Club.
And that's all from me. Until next time, goodbye.
On Friday, the inaugural Tour de Yorkshire starts in Bridlington. Thousands of people will line the route, inspired by the Grand Départ of the Tour de France last year. It grabbed the nation's imagination then, and it appears to be the same this time round. Dan Kemp has been to Bridlington to see how locals are gearing up for the town's moment in the saddle.
Sir Bradley Wiggins was the first Briton to win the Tour de France, a multiple-time Olympic gold medalist and a former Sports Personality of the Year. But on Friday, his stage is East Yorkshire. But it's not just about the famous names, but also the people who are getting behind the race. Local guest houses are doing a good trade ahead of race day, and they're now ready to welcome visitors to Bridlington.
Well, what we've done, we've put all the bunting up, we've put a bike up, we've got an information board in the dining room and bar, just telling guests really what's cracking off on the big day.
We're only going to ever have the first ever start once, so it's a massive event for Bridlington and for the East Coast, and I think it's just really important to try and sell Bridlington to as many people as possible.
Something like this will really make a big difference to everybody, shopkeepers, hoteliers. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Bridlington's such a beautiful place. You just got to look forward at the cliffs and the sea, and it's just beautiful. Great for all the family.
Hotel spaces are now few and far between, but walking around the town, it's clear the tour has already had more of an impact than on the immediate tourist benefits.
I think it's massive. I think it's just networked links and things like that. We've got other guest house owners that we're new to say hello to, but now we've got friends with, and Jo's met a load of people because she's been doing a knitting class, so she's been doing this knitting bunting and she's been selling that off down the harbour. So there's people down the harbour now that we know that we probably wouldn't have done if this event wasn't taking place.
Businesses are also using the event to try and raise money for charity. Murray Hills solicitors are doing an exercise bike ride to raise much needed funds for the Bridlington lifeboat and Cash for Kids.
We thought we'll just try and get involved in some way, you know, and try and put a charity swing on it if we could. We do quite a lot of every year for charity and hold a different event every year. So we thought, you know, we'll jump on this bandwagon, people will get interested, and, you know, it suits everybody. It'd be amazing, to be fair, when you saw the interest in, you know, the Tour de France. I know it's not quite on the same size scale, but it will be. It's to come to a town like Bridlington, it'll be a big thing to the town.
Aldridge's Fish and Chip Shop has recently been crowned Chip Shop of the Year by one local newspaper, and they've found a unique way of celebrating the race starting in Bridlington. The fish is being battered blue to reflect the colours of the race.
The blue fish and chips is quite simple. It's just using blue food colouring into our normal batter mix. So it'll taste the same, it'll be just as crispy, just as tasty, it'll just look blue.
Mayor of the town, Sheila Finlay, was involved in securing Stage 1 start for the resort and is absolutely delighted with the way the public and businesses have taken to the occasion.
It's been amazing, the amount of businesses, guest house, residents who've all decorated with bunting, bikes, flowers, bows. Fantastic effort for Bridlington. It means everything to people. We've really embraced it as a group in Bridlington, and we are absolutely ready to welcome as many people as possible next Friday.
You're watching Estuary TV News. A little later, we ask another big question of little children. And Dan Kemp will bring you all the sports news. Over the last 10 years, the Louth Run has raised more than £215,000 for Cancer Research UK, including 14 grand just last year. Organisers emphasise that while running is conventional, walkers are just as welcome. To elucidate on this year's event, I'm joined by Teresa Doe and Simon West. Thank you both very much for coming in. When will the race be happening, Teresa? It's not a race, is it? When will the run be happening?
The Run for Life will take place on the 28th of June, the Sunday. It will start with a 1k event for children, then a 5k event for the ladies, and another 5k event for the gentlemen.
Ah, so you've got a sort of separation of the sexes there.
Yes, yes.
And what will the route be, Simon?
The 1k event is town centre route for the children, starting and finishing at the marketplace. The women's and the men's event start in the marketplace, head out to the picturesque Hubbard Hills.
Beautiful.
Back into the town centre for the finish. And
then there will be, what, a finishing line? And
finishing line where everybody will receive a medal and a goodie bag.
Well, yeah, let's have a look at these medals. They're absolutely fantastic. This is from the 2014 run, and it's very Olympian, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And the very patriotic one for the 2012 run, which was the Olympic year in London, of course. Elegant image of Louth Church spire there. And this is a substantial thing to run for, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everybody comments on the quality of the medals, and it's quite nice to have a collection of them when you've done more than one event.
And it's not just for the first, second and third across the line, everybody gets one.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets a commemorative medal.
How do people get involved? What do they have to do if they want to run?
They need to enter. We're holding a market stall on Saturday where people can enter, and we're hopefully going to be able to give people free Cancer Research t-shirts if they come to the market stall in Louth on Saturday and complete an entry form. It's £10 for adults, £5 for children, and we give them their number and their sponsor form on the day, and they just come along and wear their number and on the event day.
Is there any
and have a good time.
Closing date for registering?
Well, we do have online entries as well, which people can find a link on our website, which is louthrunforlife.webs.com.
Okay.
There's lots of information on there about the run and also links to Cancer Research and online entries. We do allow some people to enter on the day, but obviously at a supplement to the normal price. Last year I think we had 150 people enter on the day, but we can't guarantee that everybody will be able to take part because it is quite an administrative issue.
Well, and there's only a certain number of people you can fit into the streets of Louth and the pathways
That's
of Hubbard's
correct.
Hills, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
How many people are you expecting?
We're hoping for 2,000. We're hoping for a record number of 2,000 this year. We have historically had 1,500 and something entrants, but we're trying to publicise the event a little bit more. It's our 10th anniversary. There are groups of people making contact with us because of personal experiences, because of friends. I had a call yesterday. A group of people wanted to enter and wanted a number of entry forms to enter on the market stall on Saturday. So we're hoping for a bumper number of entries this year.
I know it's not a race, and although it is a sporting event, it's not a competition. But what sort of time should a healthy person expect to be doing 5 kilometres in?
30-ish minutes.
30-ish minutes?
With a little bit of running, a little bit of walking.
Yeah, a lot of the people who are into running do it between 20 and 25, but you know, we don't put a time limit on people. The oldest person who's done the 5k was 90.
Right.
We've also got people from one of the local homes near us that have been pushed around in wheelchairs.
Righty.
So it is open to everybody. We've got an event that caters for everybody.
And it's a good way to walk a dog as well?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
all right. Don't go away, we'll talk a little more about it in a moment.
Okay.
Hull Animal Welfare Trust has seen an increase in the number of Staffordshire Bull Terriers through its doors. They're appealing to the public to consider giving these animals a permanent home, or a forever home, as an inarticulate child would put it, and our reporter Erica Barker has been to the centre to find out more.
Walks are plenty and a warm place to sleep, but 3-year-old Tyson knows only too well how it feels to be waiting for a loving owner to walk through those doors. As one of the veterans on the corridor, he has been there one of the longest. Hull Animal Welfare Trust currently has 6 Staffordshire Bull Terriers, and Centre Manager Amy Bryan says the high number is due to the struggle they have to rehome the breed, with the animals often being overlooked. And she is working to dispel misconceptions.
With any dog, not just Staffies, it's how the dog's brought up. That's most important. It's like, you know, how you bring your children up. If you bring your dog up the right way, then the dog, it will make an absolutely wonderful pet. I think that Staffies, they're very loyal, they're very loving, and all they want to do is please you. I'm hoping that the media and things that they've got surrounding them will hopefully turn, and people will start to see what lovely dogs they are.
And professional dog trainer Susan McEwen has worked with the breed for over 5 years.
I've had a large number through classes and they have been lovely. They do love their cuddles. You do need to treat them quite gently, you know, they are relatively thin-skinned. I think people think because of this status symbol that's attached to them that you need to be really rough with them. You know, all dogs learn in the same way. All are capable of learning the right things, and all dogs are products of their environment, their previous history, their learning history and their training.
The Welfare Trust is holding a Staffy Day on the 10th of May to promote the breed and hopefully find these lovely dogs a home. Erica Barker, Estuary TV.
Teresa Doe and Simon West are still with me talking about the Louth Run for Life. Now, the money raised is for cancer research.
Cancer Research UK, yes.
Has that been the charity that's been raising money for all the 10 previous Louth Runs?
Yeah, it was initially started because Race for Life seemed very popular over the country, and we thought Louth was missing out, so we decided to sort our own race out. But it's evolved, which it's unique to cancer research, that we have an event that covers for men, children and women.
Right, okay, so other fun runs or charity raising runs don't have it in quite the same way?
No.
Why have you done it that way then? Why have you done it differently to everybody else?
Because it's Louth.
It's a community event. We wanted to include everybody, and last year was certainly a big party atmosphere, and we're hoping our 10th anniversary will be even more of a party.
Now, you have raised an awful lot of money over the last decade or so. How much are you hoping to raise this year?
We're hoping to raise, through all the events that we're organising this year, we're hoping to raise £50,000.
So 50,000 for the anniversary year?
Yes.
Okay, and how's it looking? Is that realistic so far?
Hopefully it's realistic. We raised £40,000 with the Run for Life last year. We held a cancer research charity ball in October last year. We've got an event in a couple of weeks, a soul night at the town hall, where we're hoping to...
A soul night?
Soul night, yes. Hoping to entertain people with a band and raise some money from that, have a raffle. And we've already got another ball, charity ball, organised for October of this year.
So this is much more than just a running event, isn't it? I mean, this is a whole social calendar you're organising here.
We're trying to raise as much money as possible. There's a lot of people out there who have been touched by cancer. So we're looking at different ways to raise money. I can see you wearing one of our wristbands.
I certainly am.
Is one of our new products. We will have those on the market stall on Saturday, and we'll be selling those on the day of the event as well.
Why is it that this particular charity is so important, the Cancer Research Charity?
I think the Race for Life was a cancer research charity initially. The Louth Run for Life is obviously a small event connected to the Race for Life, and I think, like Simon says, we've all been touched. The majority of the members of the volunteer group that organised the event have all been very closely touched by cancer, and it's just so close to our hearts.
It is,
and such a good cause.
It is one of the biggest killers in the country, of course, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Cancer, and the medical progress, the research aspect of this is particularly successful. People, every month or so, there are stories about medical breakthroughs coming through in the treatment of cancer. Now, staying fit and healthy, running should be encouraged, I suppose. And you've got a particularly beautiful town and particularly beautiful countryside to go through. Do you have the race going around the same course every year, every time?
We've only changed the finish. We've kept the same route, but we have changed the finish. After the first couple of years, we felt how we had it organised could be changed and made slightly better, but generally people enjoy the route. We've been very fortunate with the weather. It's been sunny every year. We ran through the floods in 2007, but you know, the race will start on time. It's only £10, and as we've said, you know, we're raising a lot of money for cancer research.
You could sort of complicate it by having a section of the race going up and down Louth Church spire, couldn't you? Difficult on the spiral staircases, but you could maybe throw in a few obstacles along the way.
Well, there's a pair of peregrine falcons in the church spire at the moment, so yeah.
Oh, that spire's closed, isn't it, because of the falcons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good luck with the event. I'm sure it'll be a great success, and I hope you raise that 50 grand.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Now, how good is your spelling, grammar and punctuation? Can you spot the mistake?
And who is the leating agency? 2 T's. Oh yeah, I didn't spot about the question mark, mind you.
There's no T in the letting agency. In letting. In the question mark.
Yeah. I can't write off the top of my head. You caught me there. No.
Yeah, letting.
Letting. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
You should have been through the hell I've been through today, where people can't type, can't read, and can't interpolate my prescription from my GP.
The time has come to ask another big question of some more little kids. This time we interrogated the pupils of Caister Montessori School.
We are from Lincolnshire Montessori. This week's question is, what can the government do for us?
Well, I'm thinking maybe they could produce a voucher which only children under 18 can use, and say it's like a £25 voucher, and they will get it once a month to spend it on leisure stuff.
I think they should give money to private schools as well, because they give a certain amount of money per child a year to mainstream schools. I think they should give it to private schools as well.
Maybe they could not keep changing the fuel for your cars high and low, so they can spend more money on you doing exercise and sports.
Because in the school holidays it costs a lot more to go on holiday, so maybe the government should make it all of the same.
I think the government should should fund active sports and stuff, because they always go on about making sure that people stay healthy.
I think the government should sponsor the kids for doing sports. So say swimming, for example, instead of all the parents paying for all the gear and stuff. I think the government should pay for sponsor them.
Well, I think instead of dropping your children off at the local park and just waiting, I think you should have a security in every park so your parents can go somewhere.
Now here's the sport with Dan Kemp.
The chairman of North Ferriby United has stepped down. Les Hare has been at the helm of the Conference North club for 20 years, overseeing the most successful period in the club's history, including promotion to the Conference North and the FA Trophy success last month. This comes just days after current owners Steve and Eman Forster announced their intention to sell the Villagers. Rumours had been circulating suggesting they'd pulled funding from the football club, something denied in a statement by the owners. Elsewhere in football, Hull City look to make it back-to-back Premier League wins on Tuesday night as they look to keep their place in the division. Manager Steve Bruce has confirmed that Andrew Robertson and Mohamed Diarmi may both be available to face Liverpool following injuries, and that Steve Harper is expected to remain in goal. Red striker Daniel Sturridge is expected to undergo a late fitness test at the KC, but Steve Bruce knows how dangerous they can be with or without their main marksman.
The kid's a very, very good player. So let's hope there's about 6 or 7 have late fitness tests tomorrow and be without a few. So, but the Liverpool, they've got some terrific players. They're a multi-talented squad, a good team, and they've played very, very well at the weekend. Didn't really get the result, but of what I've seen, just watching the video and the analysis of them, they're still a very good team. So we're going to have to be at our best.
And finally, congratulations are in order for Hull Ionians. They beat Caldy at the weekend 34-7 to win the National 2 North title and progress to National League 1 for next season. That's all from me. Bye for now.
That's all we have time for, I'm afraid. If you have a story for us, please go to our Facebook or Twitter pages, details on the screen. Email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 31553. Until tomorrow, good evening.
Estuary TV's weather, sponsored by Hornsby's, celebrating 100 years in buses.
Hello and welcome to Estuary TV's weather. Wednesday, the cloud and rain will quickly clear. Drier and brighter conditions will follow, with sunny spells, along with perhaps isolated showers and lighter winds, but still feeling rather chilly, and a maximum temperature of 11 degrees. Outlook for Thursday, sunshine and showers, some heavy and slow-moving hail and thunder.
Estuary TV's weather, sponsored by Hornsby's, celebrating 100 years in buses.